Welcome back to our channel. The airborne reconnaissance shows a lot of activity at the stocked tank this morning. Let's recon the San Marcos River and see if anyone is there. It looks like the recent heavy rains raised the water level and turbidity in the river. Today will have to be a tank fishing day, so let's figure out what flies and methods work best in this July heat. The troops are having some success on the dock and are fishing the banks as well. Let's start our mission over by that tree and see what we can get on a 3-weight rod and a antelope popper. All right, sometimes this is a good spot. So we'll try here. Yeah, there's a little bass. Swam out from under that log. Oh, there we go. What do we got? What do we got? Oh. All right. Looks like looks like a bluegill. And we should have a lot of bluegill in here. They are stocked with bluegill from doing Cabela's Kids Fish and stuff, and they stock them pretty regularly. Bluegill and bass, catfish. This side of the pond was a little too windy, especially for this 3-weight rod. I wanted to get a heavy fly a little deeper in that tank and see if I could find some bass. So I switched to a 6-weight with full sink line and tied on a Clouser minnow. I also decided to switch to the upwind side of the pond so that I could cast as far as possible towards the center of the pond, which is going to be tricky with a full sink. All right. I don't know if this is going to work. Guess we'll find out. I have never used sinking line in this pond, but I feel like it might work. Because, you know, it's kind of like a lake. Ooh, that was a bass there. There we go. Now we're on the bass. That's what they want. They want a Clouser and a fast strip. Little guy. If I can catch 2 or 3 bass this way. Oh, yep. Oh, this one's a little better. A bit better, about the same size with the stalkers.
Yeah, there's some little bass down in here. Just saw them.
After catching a bucket by this rock, I got a whole lot of nibbles and bumps, but no hook sets, all the way to the other corner of the tank. Not even a weed. And it was starting to get hot. I finally decided to inspect my streamer and see what was going on.
I'm surprised. Surprised they didn't want this. Another little bass ate it. No wonder I'm not catching anything. My hook broke off. We're gonna try this little worm, San Juan worm, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Just supposed to simulate a little worm in the water. Might work. Definitely be easier to cast than that big old weighted fly. It's just gonna take a minute to sink though. You have to twitch it like a little worm. I know I can catch these guys all day on this little worm. So let's get one just to get something. Yep, they love the worm, of course.
These small bluegill are fun, but let's get back on course. I've caught big bass on this side in the cooler months, but the wind direction today is making this side difficult to cast out deep. I want to focus on the corner I skipped earlier, now that no one is there.
Last spot. Caught bass here before. Feel like they're eating minnows close to the surface. I got sinking line, but I've got a woolly bugger on it. So it might not sink close to the surface, but who knows. This is really for shallow creeks, but it might work with the sinking line. Especially right here along this edge, where it doesn't have to sink so far. Somebody's shooting something out there. Quail, or I don't know what's in season. Oh, had a big bass just jump out there at the same time that I hooked up on one. That was cool. All right, this thing works. Catching bass. Catching bass.
After a successful mission, it's nice to have some cold watermelon. But first I need to stow my gear so I can relax and complete my post-mission debrief with the team. Glad you all took the time to watch this video on fishing the tank with freedom on the fly.